In this video I'm going to talk about heaving too, but right now this is just some great sailing. Nice windy day. You can see as the wind increases, here comes a gust. I ease out the mainsail, let it luff a little bit, let some power of that wind off the sail. The gust passes, I sheet it back in. On gusty days, especially on small boats, you want to have your hand on that main sheet so you can let the mainsail out in a gust and then bring it back in. In order to heave too, we're going to steer the boat just like we're tacking. We're going to steer the bow through the wind, except we're not going to release the jib. After we come through, we're going to ease out the mainsail way out and get the tiller over to the leeward side. Sometimes, depending on the boat, you may need to hold the tiller straight for a moment or two to let the boat slow down before you get the tiller to leeward. Okay, we're about to heave to here. So we steer the boat just like we're tacking. Steer the bow through the wind, but do not release the jib. You come through the steering the bow through the wind, you ease out the mainsail, you get the tiller over to the leeward side, and the boat pretty much stalls itself. Now if you look, if you point the tiller towards the boom, if it's a smaller boat with a tiller, maybe you're not used to sailing a boat with a tiller yet, anytime you point the tiller towards the boom, the boat is going to want to steer towards the wind. So we have the tiller pointed towards the boom. The boat wants to steer towards the wind, but the wind in that jib sail, the way it's backwinded like that, those forces are keeping the bow from going up into the wind. So the rudder and the jib fight each other, and you just end up in this nice stable platform where you're moving about a quarter of your normal boat speed. It's very safe. It's a great time to take a break, move around, fix something if you need to. See here, the tiller is to leeward, but I just have that one line that's going to the windward side that it's tied off to. I should have tied it off with that other line to leeward too, but we're okay for now. This is a smaller lake we're on here, and the wind can usually be pretty shifty. So as you're hove to, the boat will automatically adjust to the wind shifts. You kind of see as you watch here, the heading of the boat will change a little bit from time to time as it adjusts to the wind shifts. As the wind shifts aft, some wind is going to get into that mainsail, give you a tiny bit of speed, and then the rudder will be effective in steering the bow towards the wind. Then the wind will get the jib back and it'll settle back out. If the wind shifts forward, it's just going to blow the bow down off the wind a little bit, then you get a little bit of wind in the mainsail and it'll just balance itself back out. It's really pretty cool. To get out of being hove to, I'm going to straighten out the tiller. We're going to release the jib from the windward side and trim it in on the leeward side, just like we would for normal sailing. And you'll see us pick up speed like pretty much instantly. And then I'm going to trim the mainsail in and get these sails squared away, and we're back to sailing. I almost always heave to at the end of my sailing day. If I'm going to sail on with the motor, I'll start the motor and then make sure that starts while I'm hove to. It's nice and easy to work on it. Here I hove to, same thing, tied off the tiller. You can see I did tie my tiller off on the leeward side here. Tiller could have been a little more leeward. It's okay. Then I just dropped the mainsail. Nice and stable and super safe. It's still pretty breezy. The wind did die down a little bit. And then with the mainsail dropped and the tiller still over to leeward, boat will just drift off into a broad reach, point of sail. And then we just sailed in with the jib from here. Here's some drone footage from a friend's boat. We're Hove 2 now. We're getting out of it. So you can see the side by side here. We release the jib, sheet it in, and then we're trimming the mainsail, and we are off sailing again. Here we are going into a Hove 2 position. We're just going to steer through a tack here, leave the jib sheeted tightly. We rolled in a little bit of jib here from the last clip, and we're coming around. There you go. The jib is just starting to get backwinded. There it goes. And we're easing out the mainsail. This boat has a wheel, so we're just going to steer the wheel towards the wind, so that we would want to steer the bow up into the wind. Here's a good view of the sail setup. Here's a quick replay getting into that Hove 2 position. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. And happy sailing. Stay safe out there.